How's it going? Yeah, I just have it sitting there. I forgot to change it before I put it up. But it's going pretty good. Oh, does it? Let me check my let me check my mic settings. Hold on. Is that any better when it comes to the audio? Nah, it's just a quick ZBrush sculpt. I just sculpted her real quick in ZBrush. Took me maybe, I don't know. It's about the same. Let me let me change my audio here a little bit. Give me just a second. Let me fix this up here a little bit. Let's see. I got a new headset mic the other day through Amazon, and people were saying the audio was pretty good, but I forgot to set up my audio before I started the stream, so is it any better or is it still the same? Let me turn off my... I had music going here. That might have been a little bit of the problem. Let's see if that makes it a little bit better. Let me, it might be, let me check and see what my audio, let's see. Let's see, desktop, microphone, audio device. Let's check that. Apply. Is that any better? You know what? I bet it was hooked up to. Thank you. I bet it was hooked up through my webcam mic. I think I got it now. Let me know if that's any better on the microphone side. I'm quiet now. Let me turn it up some. Let me make sure that everything's turned up all the way. That's what it was. It wasn't on the proper audio. Is that better? I turned it up. I turned it up. I hope you could hear me better now. Sorry about the technical difficulties. I didn't check. I didn't check with all that stuff before I started up the stream. I guess I should have done that before I started. It's still super low. Alrighty. Let's see. Um. Let's see. Portable music player or device to use microphone jack. Let's see. Oh, that does sound pretty bad. Alrighty. Alrighty. Got that. Let's change it here. Okay. Is that any better at all? Alrighty. Well, I apologize about that. In order for me to change all the audio and stuff, I have to restart. Alrighty. As long as you could hear me, that's what matters. I'm not working on nothing. Yeah, it's just a practice sculpt. I need to get my skills a little bit more better when it comes to female faces. So it's just a practice sculpt, and then to be truthful, I started this out to work on hair, work on real time hair, because hair is another downfall of mine. So, but it's not perfect yet. I need to still play with it some, but it's starting to look all right, I guess. I need to. This is still in the early stages, so by no means is it final. So I just put that out there. By no means it's final. It's still in the work in progress stages, but I was working on it, and I figured I'd just hop on and stream for a bit, and instead of sitting here doing all the boring stuff, and chat with you guys and all that good stuff. So she's coming along. So if I click on render, yeah, yeah. I took her. I sculpted the body inside of ZBrush, and then I just did a quick remesh. Like she still needs to be. I don't. Well, I guess for the static pose, there's not going to be no animations or nothing to her. So the remesh that I did it'll work for now. So, but yeah. So I just brung her into Blender, and I added an armature to it just so I could move the head around, and when I get ready to go ahead and make some renders with this, and publish some renders and all that good stuff, I'll be able to move the head easily and all that good stuff. So, but I still need to make the teeth. I still need to reposition the lips a little bit, because when I sculpted her, I didn't keep in mind making her a static, like her facial expressions. You make them static, and I don't know. I don't know why I didn't do it this time, but like I could show another guy that I've been working on. Um, but he's by no means ready either. I kind of bipolar when it comes to this stuff. I don't remember what which one it was now. Nope, not that one. That one's not even ready to show. Um, I can't remember which files I named these. So this is kind of what I do. This one's still. These are all just quick work in progresses. I got these in a practice folder that I make, and then I go in and sculpt. Yeah, yeah. And it's good practice. So, like I said, I make a practice folder, and then I name it sculpts, and then I go into ZBrush or stay inside of Blender, and and just sculpt them out, and then I'll just work from there with these. Like this one, I don't even know if this one's got a material on it. Oh, it does. Yeah, because like I said, I need more practice with female faces and and all that stuff. So, but all this stuff that I'm showing right now, so it's in the video or whatever. These are all work in progresses. These aren't final pieces, so don't judge me too hardly. But yeah, this is just a quick little. Another quick little sculpt that I did, and I need to work on the eyes and all that kind of good stuff. I don't remember. A rotating cloud? So what kind of look are you trying to go for? I'm here if you need any help, maybe I could help you out a little bit. Oh, whoa. That's not the one I was looking for. So you're just trying to make a cloud, like, I don't know, just you're not trying to make like a true volumetric cloud, are you? Oh, a thought bubble. Oh well, I could help you with that if you want. Me let me turn on the screencast keys. Oops. Alrighty. L thought L thought bubble podcast. That's the name of it. I wonder why my stream health is so bad. It says my stream health is pretty bad. No L, so it's just bubble podcast. Alrighty. Um, oh, thought. Oh, okay, I found it. Alrighty, I see what you mean. Yeah, I turned off the sending links because uh, I've been getting the last time that I live streamed, um, I was getting like these weird messages, and then they started sending them to my private inbox on YouTube, Yeah, yeah, I see it. So a thought bubble. Let's see, what would be the easiest way to make a thought bubble? Oops. Yeah, yeah, the trolls are pretty bad. They're like, if you, there was a few of them that was about music, and like if you come here or sign up here or something, you could use copyright free music type deal. Did you make the thought bubble in Blender, or did you just do it inside of Gimp? Yeah, yeah, I marked them. I marked them all as spammers and stuff like that. So I mean, because I mean that's another good way. Like you can make. Let's just do that. Find my pin here. It's like, and then you could go into shapes. Oops. I think Photoshop's got a thought bubble. Yeah. Oops. What am I doing here? Yeah, and then in Photoshop, I mean, you could do it in here like this and make it 3D. Photoshop just changed a bunch of their stuff in their last update, and I'm not liking it too much. Oh, you're on Linux? Yeah, I got the. I was doing the whole Adobe setup um, for a while there, but $50 a month, just especially with all the other stuff that I pay a month, like because I got Substance Painter and then I was having that other stuff. It's just like and I do freelance work, but I only get freelance work every once in a while, and so to me, it just didn't seem worth getting the whole suite because I was making YouTube videos like crazy, and I was just doing GIMP and then I switched into Blender because I got some questions and this and that, and then when I do some photo editing and things of that nature or whatever, I always use Gimp. I make 3D objects and this and that to add into the images and stuff like that. And so I think I did a tutorial on it, and then I got a bunch of people asking if I do some tutorials on Blender, and so I started doing some tutorials and stuff like that. And then it just seemed like YouTube was dying down, or at least for me, anyways. And then of course, life gets involved, and kids and all this stuff, and I just didn't have as much time for it anymore. So like the easiest way, like to do a speech bubble here, I'll go ahead and let me actually, let's see. Yeah, well, see, I started out inside of Photoshop, and I had used Photoshop for a few years before I switched to Gimp. And then I started using Gimp because hard times and this and that, and I got really good at it. And then one thing led to another, and started doing YouTube. Um, Coding software. Trying to find where. Let's see. Comments. Caden Live. I've heard of that before. What is Caden Live? Oh, video. Okay, that's where I heard it at. I got Ubuntu on one of my old laptops. I never used the thing though, and then I got it on a oh man, I can't think right now. I can't think crap right now. Give me a second. I'll think about it and I'll remember. That's not what I want. PNG. Alrighty. So inside of Blender, if you go into your user preferences, go into add-ons, and you enable just type an image, and you got import images as planes, and then you just press Shift A, and you go into your mesh, and you'll see images as planes, and you'll just want to click on an image. This is one easy way that you could do this. Then you scroll down, fuse, use alpha, and let's do pre-multiplied port images as planes. And so if I come in here and I go to material, you'll see that there's a speech bubble in here now. So that's one way that you could get a speech bubble like the one that you made inside of Gimp. You could just go ahead and save it out as a PNG and then import it into here. And then all you'll need to do is you could go ahead and you could oops. Just rotate this, and then press Shift A, and we could add another plane, rotate it, and scale it out to however big. Oops. Grab the right one here. Move that back out, and then you could just add you a camera. Camera to view. Then you lock your camera to the view. Then you just come over here and you set to whatever you want the render size to be, and then just come in here and you could go ahead and just use an HDR for your lighting if you'd like. Let's see what would be good for something like that. Let's do this 4K hotel room. And then you just come over here, you add a material, new material. Just, I don't know, call it background, and you can make it whatever color you want to, like your blue. Let's see, what does this look like? And I need to come back here and lower this way down. Points. And so that's one way. And then if you want shadows on your thing, then you just add you another light. And let's see here. Oops. You just add a sun. Top view. Let's just drag it out somewhere over here. Rotate it. Rotate it. Actually, let's move that sucker up there. You're lost? each bubble. We need to move this closer to receive shadows. Oops. Do I need to go slower? So you could have it receive shadows if you'd like, and then you just, we can make these pretty hard shadows if we want. Let's point way down there. Oops. Sorry about that. My kid came and was asking me a question. So, did you open the Gimp file, or are you just opening the image? Oh, it's not showing up. Did you go into user preferences, Control Alt U, and click on your add-ons tab, and then turn on import, export, import images as planes? User preferences. So you could press Control Alt U to open it up, or you could go up into File and then go down to User Preferences, and it'll pop up. And then you'll want to go and click on add-ons, and then just type in the search bar image, and then import export. Now type in your search. It's cool. Type in your search. Just type in image, and then import export import images as planes. Make sure you tick on that little box to turn it on, and then go down and click on save user settings. Yeah, the import images as planes. Tick on the little box on the left hand side. Make sure the check mark's in there, and then click on save user settings. Alrighty, and then what you'll want to do is you want to press Shift and A, and then go to Mesh, and then go down to import images as planes. And then you'll want to go and find your image, click on it, and then you'll want to go down to the bottom left hand corner, and you want to tick on use alpha, and then tick on pre-multiplied, and then click on import. Alrighty, and then go click on Mesh when you're in Shift A, and then Mesh, and then go and find images as planes. And then when you click on images as planes, it'll pop up, and then you'll just go and find wherever your PNG is, and then click on it, and then go to the bottom left hand corner and click on use alpha, and then click on this little box right here and click on pre-multiplied, and then click on import images as planes. All good.
Alrighty, after you find your image, you'll want to go to the bottom left hand corner and click on Use Alpha. You'll have a little scroll bar on the bottom left hand corner. Click on Use Alpha. And then you'll want to come to the next box over to your right, and you want to make sure that it's ticked on pre-multiplied. And then click on Import Images as Planes. Up top, you just click on it, and then it'll load in your image, and you'll see it won't be textured like this, but you'll see it laying flat on the ground. And then all you want to do is just come down and go into your viewport shading down here in the bottom and click on material, and you should see your cloud. Alrighty, yeah, like I said, just go down at the bottom of your shelf and then click on the little box next to object mode and just tick it on material mode, and you should be able to see your cloud then. My blender's set up a little bit different than yours for sure. I got my theme that I made, and all right. Well, I'll go through. I'll go through and do it all one more time for you. So, and then later, if you want to or whatever, you'll be able to come back to this video because it'll be up on my YouTube, and you'll be able to see it again. So all you want to do is press Shift A, images, and then go to Mesh, and then find where the images as planes is. Click on it, and then you'll want to go and find wherever your PNG image is. Click on it. You'll want to go to the bottom left corner. And you want to click on Use Alpha, and then click on Pre-Multiplied, and then come up to the top right and click on Import Images as Planes. And you'll see a little plane like this, and you won't be able to see the cloud or nothing like that. But if you go down next to object mode down here, you'll have your display mode, and you'll just want to click on it and then click on material, and you'll be able to see your cloud. And you shouldn't have to do nothing. Oh, another thing is I forgot all about this. This is probably the reason why you can't see anything, because I'm on cycles render. So if you come up and go up to the top, up top here next to the scene bar, you'll see it'll probably say Blender render for you. And if it says Blender render for you, it's probably not gonna work. And it probably didn't give you that option too. I don't remember. But all you got to do is just click from Blender render. Oh, okay. All you got to do is click from Blender render and then go to Cycles render. and you'll be able to see your cloud. Alrighty, that's good. Now you can leave your cloud facing downwards like that if you want, or you could press R for rotate, and then press X for the x-axis, and then type in 90, and then hit enter, and it'll rotate facing forward on the x-axis 90 degrees, and then you'll have it pointing up like that. And then you'll be able to you can press shift A, and you can go ahead and add you another plane if you want, and do the same thing. R for rotate, then X on the x-axis 90 for 90 degrees, and then press S for scale, and just scale that sucker up however big you want it, and then just grab your little arrow and move it back so you'll see your plane. And then you could add you a material to the other plane here, and we could rename this to, just double click up here, just rename it like BG for background, and then come over to your material tab over here and just add you a new material, and click on the color and change it to whatever color you want. Oh, okay. So you still have the box. Okay, alrighty. So this is probably how yours is looking. So you got the cube there still, right? So if your cube is still there, and it's blocking your image or whatever, all you want to do is just go ahead and click on the cube. Just click on the cube and then press X, and X is for delete, and then press delete, and then I believe if you press the delete key on your keyboard, yeah, press delete or the X key, and then just click on it, boom, and it'll delete that box. That's how you delete anything in Blender. So you have the default scene. So if I start up a new scene, this is how your scene looks, and this is what you did. I'll just do this real quick. Let's grab that image. So this is how yours looked. So then you just you can change it to material mode if you want. You just click on your box, press X, and then delete it, and bam. Yeah, mine's still in material mode from before, but yours would have been solid like that. You just click back on material mode. And so this is what you should have in your scene. And then you'll just want to press R and then X for the x-axis, then rotate it 90 degrees, type in 90. And let me turn back on the screencast keys. And so this is what you'll have in the, and since my I use the pie menus for everything, I'll show you how to do this from the menus. So if you want your camera to be lined up with your view, so you just click on your camera, you press in, and oh wow, where's it at? You have your bar over here on the side, and you just want to scroll and then click on lock camera to view, just like that. And then with your camera selected, actually you just press 0 on your number keypad if you got a number keypad. Well, that's fine because all you got to do is so you got a num keypad on your keyboard, right? Or do you just got the top numbers on your keyboard? All right, so you got a number keypad, but it's fine on your image. So if your image loaded in sideways or whatever, now on your number keypad, you could press 1 on your number keypad. That's for front view. 3 is for right side view. 7 is for top view. Dun, 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 and then you could press like Control 1, except for mine, I have that changed. But Control 1 will put you on back view. Control 3 will put you in left side view. And Control 7 will put you in bottom view. Or yeah, I need to set up oh, what is that? I forget the name of the program, but it's where you can multi-stream. I also have a Twitch too, but I never stream on that. Says, hi, I have this figure hanging on the wall. It's an Indian head in profile. I thought it was easy, but I imported the photo of it as a plane. I made a single vertex and followed the profile, then extruded it. Yeah, you could also do that too. That's a good way if you want to get to the exact shape of it. I'm not sure if he's advanced enough for that though. So like if I go RX negative 90, put that back on the ground. So the bump of the image, um, give me just a second and I'll get to that. Well, that's a little bit advanced for him. So you already got it extruded and all that stuff. So what you want to know is how to get the bump. So what you'll do is you'll want to slide you over another window and press in for the node. And then you want to come to your material view, and for some reason mine's never on my material view. So are you doing this in cycles or are you doing this in Blender render? Your materials. Cycles? Alrighty. Um, let's see. I don't know if this would be a good image for doing this. But it's kind of what you're talking about. Let's see here. Let me import another image in here. Let's see what I got. Let me give me just a second. Let me find an image. Let's see here. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see, so we got this camo here. So let me put this on my desktop. Alright, so Shift A, Mesh, Images as Planes, Camo. Yeah, I got you. I was just importing a different image because I didn't think that one image would be good for showing the example. So if you're doing your render completely inside of Cycles and you're not going to be taking, well, I mean, you could always bake your textures or whatever. So we got the camo here, and we don't need alpha for this, so let's get rid of all this stuff. Alright, there we go. Oh, no problem, no problem. That's what I'm here for, to help you guys out. So if you want to get displacement, so now Blender has the new micro displacement. So if we just come over here, add a modifier, a subsurf modifier, and let's do simple, and let's go ahead and turn that sucker on. And let's do about 2. Oops. Let's hit apply. And then let's subdivide this guy a couple of times. You don't have to do this. I'm just doing this so you can see what I'm talking about. So we got that, and then we go ahead and you can take the color from your image and just add it into displacement. And then you come over here to subsurf and how to center an item. So like if I move this right here, you press, oh shit. I got different shortcuts from you guys. Let's see. Where's the control at? So press Shift S, and you could do selection to cursor, and that'll put it back down if your cursor's in the middle. So like if my cursor was here, so like that, you just press Shift C to get your cursor back in the middle, then Shift S, selection to cursor, and that'll put that right back in the middle there. And then you could go ahead and press R, X, and rotate it around the X, or you could do R, Y, rotate it around the Y, R, Z, rotate it around the Z, just like that. And you'll want to come over here now for the micro displacement. You want to come over here and change from supported to experimental, and then now you'll have this adaptive. You click on adaptive, and let me is there a camera in here already? Let me go ahead and move this camera and the light over to layer 2 also. And let me press 7, Q, cam to view, Q, it's already locked. Let me go ahead and change my camera, something like that. Let me go ahead and let's make this a sun. Something like that should be cool. Should be shining on there. Use nodes 5. It's all good. All right. So we got levels. I don't know how much you want to subdivide this at. Now it takes a little while when you build this stuff up, but now if I come in here and if I press Shift A, or actually I'll just do spacebar and type in math, spacebar, math. Okay, well, I'll just do it the old way then, since it's not popping up. You want to go to converter, math, add the math in there. And now the only thing about this micro displacement is that I don't like anyways, is that you have to press tab twice, but for me, my tab is set to this, so I can't recalculate the render. So I always got to go to solid and then come back to render and check this out. Now this is one way. This is for like the micro displacement, the new micro displacement here inside of Blender. You could do it this way, and it'll give you like those nice micro details and stuff that you're looking for sometimes. But sometimes it could be hard on your system, and my system's going slower, of course, because I'm streaming. But most of the time, it doesn't take this long. Now, if you look and see, you can see, I don't know if you guys could see that through the streaming or not. But if you could see that through the streaming, you could see all these nice little micro details that's popping up here from this texture. Now, another way that you could do it, if you don't want to do it that way, is we could go ahead and delete that. And we could go ahead and Shift D this with this same image, and then we could press Shift A, and then we could go vector bump, and then put the alpha into the height, and then you could come here and you could go to diffuse and you could add a normal. Let's go ahead and render. Oops, I forgot to stop. Let's turn off the adaptive. Matter of fact, let's just go ahead and put this back on normal. And then we'll turn that down to 2. Correct. And then you can turn your strength up to 2, 4. Oops. You could also do the color, and then we'll just go ahead and we'll put this non-color data, and we could do this and go to color, invert the color, and you can see that you get some nice displacement. Why is my camera clipping? Where's the camera clipping at? And where's my lamp at? Why is this acting funny? There we go. Now, if you want this, if you want more light in your scene, I'm sure you know how to add an HDR, right? So if you don't have, I use this plugin. I love this plugin. It makes things so easy. Just HDR lighting setup, and you just load up your HDRI image. If you don't have that, you can click on Use Nodes, and then press Shift A, and then go to what is it? Texture, environment texture. Plug that into your background. Press open. Go to where you have your HDRIs. And I'm going to load a faster HDRI this time. Let's see. This one right here. Click on open, and then you press Control T. And that's a shortcut. If you don't have that, you go to User Preference, Add-ons, and then type in Node Wrangler. Spell it right. Or you just type in Node, and you'll see it turn on Node Wrangler, and that Control T shortcut will be there. And then now if we press rendered, you'll see that we have that in the background, and there's more lighting. You can see those micro, well, these ones ain't the micro displacement, but you can see the displacement on it. What's the last question? Yeah, for sure. But that's how you would load an HDRI manually. I don't like doing that. I just normally do it with this, and then just go to my HDRIs, and then grab the HDR, and this is the node setup for that shortcut there. And then I also got the, that's another reason why it's not on right. You come over here, go to color management, filmic, and go to base contrast. You want to do that, or you did do that? So let me hide this camera here. So you want to know if that's good to come in here and have a single vert. And then if that's a good way to model. Well, here's a single vert. I just added a single vert, and now I'm extruding. Oops. I guess I need to move that sucker up a little bit. So you can extrude at each point. And I'll show you. I mean, in some, for some things, doing this single vert thing is good. And for some things, it's not. I'm just going to go ahead and do this really quickly without explaining too much. All I'm doing really is extruding anyways. Alrighty. I just extrude real quick. This ain't very complex, so. Alrighty, so we have that. Let me go ahead and let me put it back on solid. And let me go ahead and hide this bottom plane here and then click back on this. Now, oops. I extrude it, scale it, extrude it, scale it, extrude it, scale it, extrude it, scale it. One more time. And then I'll merge everything at the center. And then I'll just go ahead and extrude it down along the Z axis here. And then recalculate the normals. And then there's that. And then I'll come back over here. And let me shut this down real quick. And I'll press Control 2. And I'll add a subsurf to it. And then now what you could do now, if you're working like on a hard surface model and you're wanting a sub D model, now if you want these edges to be hard, I'll show you a couple little tricks. So you'll go ahead and hold down Alt and click on this right here, highlight all the vertices around. And what you can do, you can go to your side panel here and you can turn up the mean crease. So you could turn that all the way to 1 and do that for the bottom, the mean crease, just like that. And now you'll see we got some really sharp edges. So that's one way you could do that. Another way you could do that is you could just go ahead and we'll turn this mean crease back off for these. And we'll come back over here into our modifiers and we will add an edge split modifier. And we'll untick edge angles. And we'll do sharp edges. And let's go back in here, and then all we'll want to do is press Control E and then mark sharp. And then down here, Control E, mark sharp. Just like that. And let's put this above the sub D. And that's another way to make sharp edges like you want. And then another easier or sometimes a better way is, if you want them sharp, is to just make what they call holding edges. So I'll press Control R and add a loop cut, and I'll just bring that guy all the way up here. Press another Control R and bring this guy down here, just like that. And then I could press Control R here and add another holding edge. And then on the bottom, Control R, do another holding edge. Just like that. And then we'll go back, and you see how the edges, they're not super sharp. They kind of got a nice bevel to them. And then you just shade smooth this. And there you go. And then we got us a little thought bubble going on there. That looks pretty good. And why is my subdivisions up to 5 subdivisions? Oops. Let's just put that on 2. And there you go. That's one way. Like I got, let's see, did I do this? Let me open. So here's like a hard surface sci-fi box thing that I made for a game, and it's the same concept with that. And don't worry about all these are colors for the textures. I don't think I have the textures on this though. Let's see. Yeah, I don't have the textures for this. Do I have a render? Let's see here. Oops. Let's bring this guy over here. Thought I had a render. Let me check and see. So there's a render of it. So let's just leave it like that. No problem. I'm glad I could help. I hope that helps you, and you'll be able to get that done. But if you got any other questions, just feel free to ask. If I know how to do it or have a trick or whatever, I'll be glad to help out if I can. Oh, so you okay? So you didn't enclose the thing then. Yeah, so you extruded down in the Z, but you didn't extrude and then scale and towards the middle. I think I get what you're saying. Well, that's awesome. So it took care of the artifacts then. You were able to either mean crease it or add holding edges or the edge split. I lost my water. It's not a very high quality render. Oh wow. Have you tried? Are you? Do you use Blender a lot? Have you tried the AMD renderer for Blender? The last stream that I was, last time I streamed, I was open. Oh, it's your first year. Blender's awesome. You got any experience with like 3ds Max or Maya, or is Blender your first? Your first 3D program? So AMD's got the Radeon. Oh, just checking them. Me personally, like I got Maya. Now I used 3ds Max for quite a long while, and I bounced back and forth from 3ds Max to Blender, 3ds Max, Blender, 3ds Max. It all depended on what I was doing. Because like I got on, I don't know if any of you guys heard of Second Life before, but I was making things for Second Life for a while, and then there's another kind of a chat site type game called IMVU, and I was making stuff for both of them, and 3ds Max. There was a lot of like add-ons and stuff that was made for both them games, and so I was bouncing back and forth from those and stuff. And me personally, I could get things done, I don't know, 100 times faster inside of Blender than I can inside of Maya. Now, uh, that's what I'm learning now is Maya, how to get more faster with Maya. But I'm not a pro inside of Maya, so the pros inside of Maya, they could do things super super quickly inside of Maya. But me personally, um, since I've tried all three, I really like Blender a lot better. I've never tried Moto though. A lot of people like Moto. Yeah, Blender is cool. There's a lot of one thing that I don't like is that I wish they would make a designated place besides CG Cookie, but I wish Blender themselves would make a dedicated place on their website for all the add-ons that people make instead of having to scour like what is it, Blender Artist and this and that, trying to find cool add-ons and stuff like that. But you can find an add-on if you there's something that you can't do. There's add-ons for it. Like now, I got what do I got? Bull tools, sculpt tools, bevel curve tools,
layer management. What is this? I actually don't remember what this is. I obviously don't use it. Oh, this is I don't know what this is. Oh, this is Avastar. It's an add-on for Second Life, UE, and then Archie Mesh. But yeah, if you're heavily into rendering and stuff like that, I don't know if any of you guys got an AMD graphics card or not. But if you do, I mean, it works on certain NVIDIA cards. Like they didn't put support in for the higher up GPUs, the new ones like the 1050s, 1060s, 1070s, 1080s, which is kind of disappointing. So like when I use the Radeon Pro renderer, it uses my CPU, which I got an AMD CPU. So, oh, do you got an AMD? Well, the AMD Pro Radeon render um, might be better for you than using Cycles. I mean, might be faster, anyways. The Radeon does work decent for me. Like I just switched to the Radeon renderer, and like everything's right here. So right now I got use CPU unticked, but select the GPU. But see, like for my GPU, it pulls it up, but it says it's not certified. So maybe it's, I don't know. I need to check and see if they have an update for it. But anyways, it's pretty nice. Everything's right here. Like you got tone mapping. Sorry, white balance, gamma correction. You got depth of field, motion blur, um, and this is for like your iterations for like your renders. And then you got your material preview settings. You got your environment, so the IBL. So you use image-based lighting. So this is easy. Just click here, and I'll come and find an HDR map. And let's see, which one do I want to use? Let's use this 4K map, and it loads right in there. Quality type, you got the global illumination. I use that standard. You could change this to wireframe, all that stuff. It's just the same kind of like Cycles. And then right here, the render quality, I don't change this until I get ready to render a high quality render. Then I'll change that to high. And the viewport quality, I'm going to change this to fast render because I'm streaming and I'm going to show this. Let's see, you got render layers and render passes. So what's cool about this renderer is it's got a depth pass, which Cycles does too, which is the Z depth. But I don't know, I find this a lot better, that you could actually render out the depth. But let's see, you can put stamps on here, the global anti-aliasing, all that good stuff. So now if you come over here to your materials, right, so it's got a default material on here, but if you add a material node tree, and they got a material library here. So this one right here, what are we on? We're on car paints for this. But like if you click here, they got leather. So they got a few different leather ones you could use. They got jewels. So like here's diamonds, emeralds, and rubies. Let's see. They got ground. So they got grass. All this kind of good stuff. Fur. And see, this is what I like, because they got a pre-made library. I mean, of course, you could. And another cool thing is like if you're used to doing your, you know,
all your texturing and stuff in Cycles, you could go and do all your stuff in Cycles, and then you could come over here and there is a button to convert your yeah, it's a material library. It comes with the AMD renderer library. I mean renderer itself. This library comes with this. So this is all the stuff that you get right out the box. So, and they got fabrics. Can't really read what these are. They got silk. They got a few down here. I can't read what they are though. Extended metals. So they got all these metals. Look at all these metals. All kinds of metals, and it just keeps on going. And then you got emissive. They got some lights, different type of lights you could use. Concretes. They got some concretes down here you could use. Composites. They got carbon fiber something. So they got all that kind of stuff here. The car paints. The car paints is what I really like. These are nice. Like this car paint right here. I really like this car paint right here. And then all you do is like when you want to that, you just click on re-import. RPR, import selected materials, like that, and then it'll add it to your object here. And do I not have a camera in here? So, and it'll change everything. So let's add a camera, and let me go ahead and cam the view, lock cam the view. You come here. And you just click render. Now I'm streaming, so this might take longer than normal. Let me just go ahead and, instead of doing it like that, let's just go ahead and come over here and yeah, it am I back on? It froze things up. So that's one thing that they need to work on with this for in my opinion, for Blender, is they need to, because the renders are excellent. They are super excellent. Let me make sure that I'm still on here. let's see. Let me refresh. Alrighty. So it seems like I'm back. Alrighty. Yeah, well you could go into you could go into the node editor. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, but it's pretty nice. Now if I wasn't streaming, it seems like it's taking up a lot of resources from streaming, so uh I won't go ahead and render from that. But like I said, there's all kinds. You could come in here and you could play with all these and stuff like that. I'm sure that this would run better and render better if you have an AMD graphics card. So I'm sure that it would be a whole bunch better and a lot faster. But since I got NVIDIA, I guess that's just how it goes. So, but it's pretty nice, and the renders are super nice. Let me see here if I got any renders from from this at all. Um, I thought I had a render from this to show. Let's see here. Hmm. I guess I guess I don't. I thought I did. But anyways, you check it out for your, you guys self and uh-oh. Yeah, yeah. When the newest version of Blender comes out, yep, it will be a lot better. And see, me, I like, renders are nice, and but see, making high quality renders, you know, you could do it. What happened there? You could do high quality renders, with a single graphics card, but having at least two of them, or using a render farm or something of that manner, would be a lot better. So I'm looking forward to the real time. I like real time stuff. So I like putting in the models and things that I make. I like using them in real time. So that's one reason why I use Unreal Engine and Unity, which I don't know where my Unity went, but oh, there it is. But yeah, so but it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice render and stuff like that. So I suggest checking it out if you want to. And like I said, it's super easy. And like if you have any materials that you want to use for this from Cycles, you could go down and here's a RPR converter. So convert Cycles materials. All you do is just click that and it'll convert everything over into a into the node tree that works for the Radian render. Oops, that's not what I wanted. But I think I do think that the Radeon renderer though still needs some improvements on speed and things of that nature for Blender, and I'm not sure how much they're going to update it because it's an open source render engine. So hopefully somebody will help out in that direction sometime in the future. But I can't wait for the new Blender to come out. The only reason why I'm not using it right now for this is because they're still in Eevee and the new Eevee engine inside of Blender. There's still not no support for transparency yet, and so I'm just waiting for that. Once they get transparency in, I will start playing around with it and start using it. But since they don't got no transparency yet, I'm not gonna go ahead and use Eevee just yet. But if I had Eevee on, this would look pretty nice because these are all PBR textures. Well, except for the hair. The hair is kind of a little bit of a mess, but that's what I'm waiting for. So what was I gonna do here? Oh yeah. But once it gets here, it's going to be it's gonna be good things. I hope, anyways. And eventually, I was watching one of their live streams, and they said eventually they're hoping to connect Eevee into the Blender game engine. So hopefully, hopefully that will happen. And we'll be able to make some cool games and things of that nature inside of Blender. The which one? The menu that I did for the tourist. Um, so if you press Shift A and you add a tourist or anything, anyways, you can press F6 and you'll bring this pop-up menu up. So if you press F6, it'll give you the options for uh, that last operator that you used. And you can just change your segments and things of that nature there. No problem, no problem. I'm glad there's people here to talk tonight. I tried I tried streaming. I don't know, last week or the week before, and I was gonna do some topology things, but my computer. I don't know what's been going on with my computer, but yeah, I had some complications with it, so I wasn't able to stay around for too long. My computer froze up, and so, anyways, I think it's time for a hardware upgrade. Because right now I'm still using. I got an Asus something or another gaming motherboard with, and then I still got the AMD 8350 processor in my system. So it's an 8 core processor. But I don't like it because, it's summertime. I mean, we got central heat and air inside the house, but like my room where I work at, it always feels like it's an oven in here. So I and it's a super hot and super power intense CPU. So I want to upgrade to the new Ryzen stuff, but in order to do that, you got to buy a new motherboard, the CPU, and then I got to buy DDR4 RAM for it. So well, I'm willing to do things like that if people are interested in that sort of thing. I don't mind helping at all. It's what this channel's for, is to help people. So I don't mind doing things of that nature at all. It just depends on um, who's willing to do things like that and who wants to do things like that. Maybe I'll make a video on my YouTube channel asking people if they're willing to do um, something like that, and then we could do Gimp things, and we could do Blender things, and oh, there's a new software that I'm also wanting to show. So um, let's see. I don't know. I guess I could just show this torus. So if I export this as an OBJ, selection only. Let's put it on my desktop, and let's just put torus. It's on my desktop, right? Yep. Export. Um, well, my graphics card, my graphics card's not AMD. My graphics card's NVIDIA. I got a NVIDIA. I got a 1060 right now. Well, yeah, yeah, um, yeah. I'm willing for anybody that wants to do that. We could do that. I don't mind doing things like that. I think a lot of people have issues with a lot of YouTubers that teach things and things like that, because a lot of people, they don't trust what people are saying or whatever, because they haven't worked in the movie industry for years, or they haven't worked in the gaming industry for years. Um, so now I've been working in the indie game industry for quite a long time now, and some of the things that I've done. Um, the games aren't finished yet, and that's the whole thing about doing um, indie projects, is that they take longer, especially if you're doing an indie project with people that um, you're not going to get paid for that project until the project's released. You think that would entice people to work faster and work harder to get it done and get it out so they can get paid, but in a lot of the cases that I've experienced, um, in the indie game community, uh, is that it don't work like that. People work slower. People take their time. Takes
2 months to give you one model, this, that, and the other, and so the games take years to make. And the only reason why that is because there's no money involved up front. And I get that, you know what I'm saying. People feel like, well, you're not paying me right now until this project's done, so I'm just gonna put what I can into it. Well, yeah, yeah, I'm willing to do that. We could go ahead and set that up. You could go to my website, which the link to my website is below, and you could email me from my website, or you could email me on here, or so on and so forth. I thought about setting up. I don't know if you use Discord or anything like that, um, but I do have a Discord, and that would be one way. If people are interested in things like that, as far as like Discord, um, you could post images and actually talk over the mic and things of that nature. And it's a lot better than Skype. Well, yeah, well that's what I'm saying. But in the man, my stream must be super super behind if you're just now getting that. Um, but yeah, what was I saying? Um, what was I saying? I don't remember what I was saying. But yeah, yeah, I'm willing to do that if people are willing for that, um, and people want to learn some of the things that I've know and this and that. I've been working with 3D for years. I've been working in 2D for years. Been doing freelancing and indie game development for quite some years now. So now my old PC, I had so many more 3D models and so many more images that it was insane. And then my hard drives crashed. I had two hard drives and they crashed. And then everybody's like, "Well, that's why you should put things on the cloud." But clouds cost money, especially when you got heavy files and this and that. Oh yeah, yeah. For things of that nature, yeah, Skype would be good. But I'm just talking about like Discord for everybody like that gets on my channel or whatever, or art in general, and that just wants to talk, and then that way other people don't have to give out their Skypes and this and that. What was I doing here? Alrighty. So this program here, this program's called Unfold 3D. Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, if people are willing to, like I said, if people are willing to go ahead and do it, then if people are willing to do it, then I'll go ahead. I'm fine with that. And we just set up lock in dates to do it when everybody's free, and it could have even a couple of people on. There's a YouTube channel that I watch. It's called Learn Squared, and they're actually it's pretty awesome. It's got the guys that did the stuff for oh man, why can't I think tonight? did the stuff for Ghost in the Shell, that new movie that was released that everybody was bitching about because it wasn't just like the anime, but but the CG was just awesome. But anyways, that's what them guys on Learn Square, that's what they do. They'll get a Skype group going with different artists and this and that of that nature, and with students and they just get on there and they live stream that stuff and teach people. But yeah, if you guys are interested, just go to my website and let me go ahead and pop up my website here. Let me pop this over to the other screen. And this will be a good test for this will be a good test for my website too, because I got this ultra wide monitor now, and I haven't tested it on my website yet. But it looks like everything's working pretty good for the most part. But yeah, you just go to my website and just click on contact, and you just put your name, your email, the subject, and the message in there, and just click send, and it'll come to me, and we can set stuff up if anybody's willing to do that. And then also you could go to the blog and stuff. I haven't updated the blog in a while. I need to. The last thing that I put on there was my the Stranger Things text tutorial. I don't know if you guys have watched that on Netflix or not, but that's it's a pretty decent show. So if you got Netflix or whatever, I'd check out Stranger Things. I really liked it. But I did the text for the in the opening of the show, in their intro. And but anyways, and then you come here. I got a lot of downloadable stuff too, also. So like if you guys use Gimp, I made some splash screens for Gimp. If you're interested, you just click on it and it'll pop up, and then you just click the download button, and they'll download. So I'll click download, and there they go. They're downloading, and you have this. Yeah. Then you have the splash screens. So there's blue, brown, gray, and green. So, or you can just click on the tags, and they'll take you to all the Gimp posts. And the same for the Blender posts. Now a lot of my got a lot of like few speed arts and things of that nature. A lot of this stuff I debated as putting on my YouTube, because some of the things or whatever I should have took way more time in doing before I posted. But hey, what can you do? But yeah, anyways, I'll stop showing off my website and plugging myself here. But yeah, anyways, you go to the contact, and then you can check out some artwork and this and that. I got some of the things that I'm working on right now. I need to post down here that these are work in progress works. So I got some of these on here, just these work in progresses, and you can switch through them and check them out. And I got some posts. You just click on them and check them out, so on and so forth. The same for the artwork. And it's I don't know what these are. Oh, these are from some of the GIMP tutorials that I've done. Alrighty, and these are some of the GIMP tutorials I've done, showing you how to do some text effects and things of that nature inside of GIMP. If you guys are interested in anything of those, or any of those, I mean, I should say. I need to change those pop-ups now. For some reason, they're right in the way. I need to change those pop-ups to where they pop up down here or something. Now that I'm on a widescreen computer, that's kind of annoying. And I need to fix this image. See, I guess I'm glad I did check out my my website, because there's some things that I need to change on it for widescreen. But yeah, but like I said, I got some the other tutorials that I've done, and these are all GIMP tutorials, by the way. So, and I probably shouldn't excuse the nudity. That's probably gonna make this video age restricted. But a lot of these are all tutorials that I've got on my channel. So if alrighty, take care, and I hope to see you again. This is one of my more favorite ones that I've done. Alright, let's get off this one because there's some nudity, so excuse the nudity. And then I also, on my channel, I show you how to do animated banners inside of GIMP, if you're interested in any of that kind of stuff. Alrighty, that's cool. Yeah, I'm glad there's some people chatting today. That makes things a lot better. But yeah, a lot of this artwork, some of it's not the greatest, because like I said, a lot of the artwork is from tutorials that I've done, and the tutorials, there's a lot of people that was getting mad and complaining about how long my tutorials were. And so I tried splitting like up the longer tutorials up in parts, and looking at analytics and things like that. People didn't like that, so it's kind of a toss-up. So I try to keep my tutorials a lot shorter nowadays, and when I do that, and I'm doing it all live and things of that nature, the sometimes the images don't turn out like I want them to, or they don't turn out the greatest, because because I didn't spend 8 hours working on that. But tutorial purposes, a lot of them did turn out great. But yeah, these are just these ones here are just some banners that I've made for for people that's asked. So, and then what is this? Oh, and then these are just some of my GIMP logos. But yeah, anyways, But yeah, I appreciate it. But yeah, this program is this program's called Unfold 3D, and it's not out. It is gonna be a paid software, but they said see, because this software is what they use in the movie industry, and I guess it's been out since like 2002 or something like that. I don't remember. Have to get on their website to look again, but it's been used in the movie industry, and I'm sure the gaming industry, and this and that and the other. But it's been around for a long time, and they're finally making it available to the public. And it's not out yet. I'm a beta tester, so that's the reason why I got this. So I've seen other tutorials, and they didn't say. I don't remember reading on the beta saying that I can't show this off. So hopefully I don't get in trouble for this. But anyways, this is a unwrapping program for your 3D objects, and this is super nice. Like, you come up here and you got a live cut, so I could come and I could click on. And if I hold down shift and run along here, it'll highlight all these for me, and I don't have to mess with clicking 500 million times. And then all you do is you come up here and cut it, and it automatically unwraps. So it's split down the middle, but now you see we got stretching here. So let's go ahead and unwrap the middle part now. So now I just click one edge, and then I just run along here, and it highlights all them edges for me. Hold down shift, come back over here, hold down shift, boom, complete that, do the live cut. And now you see that it automatically unwraps for us over here. And so I'll click on, don't want modify, which one was it? Switch polygon mode, islands. So I could click on this island here. Oops, clicked on it. And let's see, so we got the world axes. We could pin this island here if we want, so we could come here and we could pin it if you wanted to stay in that spot, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to go ahead and highlight both of these, and then we'll come up here and reset. I didn't want to do that. Let me get rid of this here. Yeah, I thought that would be a good touch um, for it. Alrighty, so we got the live cut. You can make groups like materials. It's got the material, OBJ, smoothing groups. I don't want none of that right now. Select all, Control A. Let's go select. It's clear. go back here. There we go. Why is it? Oh, duh. I keep on forgetting the shortcuts for here. But anyways, sorry about that. I'm still getting used to this program too. I tried it. I think I've been messing with it for about a week now. So, but if you know your way around 3D at all, it should be pretty easy to pick up. But yeah, it's a super cool program, and when they come out, it's gonna be a paid program. But I think they were saying that they're gonna have a subscription program, so or a subscription to buy program. So hopefully they do like they're doing for Substance Painter, which Substance Painter got a um, rent to buy program. So you pay $20 a month until it builds up enough money to buy the program. The program itself is only it's like 170 bucks or something like that. So, uh, but they do the rent to own program. So, and you could use it the whole time you're renting it for commercial purposes, whatever. So, that's pretty awesome. So this program's gonna have something, but I don't know if it's gonna be rent to own or not. So, and hopefully it's not super high priced. Um, UV unwrapping program, because I really like this. I really like this UV unwrapping program. It makes things so simple. So there's that. So if I load a new one, let's see what I got here. Um, let's see. Was that the wrong? Oh wow. Yeah, this was the wrong one. Oops. Was it this one? Yeah, it was this one, I think. No, it was this one. All right. But yeah, so it's super simple to use. So when we turn on symmetry, so we got symmetry going, and I don't want to select UV islands. Let's see, points. Nope, let's select edges. So and then just line this guy up. Let's see here. Not too sure how I want to. unwrap this guy. Oops. So, and it just kind of go all the way down there. And you just cut as you go. Alrighty, I'll check it here in just a few, or probably after the stream. I'll look at it. I didn't want that, so edit, weld, cut. Cut. I still need to learn the shortcuts for this, but this bad topology right here. I fixed a lot of this already though. This is an old OBJ. I don't know. I haven't looked that far into it. I applied to become a beta tester for it, and well, obviously they allowed me, but I didn't read too much into it because I was like, whoa, because I was forget what I was doing. I was just on YouTube. I was probably watching some kind of modeling video or something, and I seen it on the right hand side on the suggested videos, and I clicked on it, and I was like, whoa, this is pretty awesome. And I looked to see what program it was and searched it up, and then, like I said, I applied for it, and they let me be a beta tester. So I need to look into that though, because I think that would be cool. At least the first, when they release it, at least the first version of it, at least for free or a big discount or something. But it's cool. So the red that you see on the model here, the red means that it's stretching, so it's super stretched out, and the blue means that it's a little stretched, so it needs to be cut more. And then the gray, of course, stands for it means that there's no stretching at all. So like right here, we ain't got no stretching there. But it does need to be split, so we will split it from maybe there. Right, correct. So, and then I'm going to cut from there. Oh, the shortcut C. Now you see the super bad stretching on it. It's all in the black. Let's see. How far did I go down? Let's see. Just come here. Wrap it around here. And here. And cut. So let's cut from there. Let's bring that up. Cut it a little bit there. And then let's bring the cut to here. Just like that. And just go ahead and cut this guy from there. And I'm going to try to avoid visible seams if I can. Let's see here, and then you press Control A, select all, and let's see. What was the layout? It was P for pack. Oh, you had somebody from Fiverr. Which logo on this channel you're on now, or on the other one?
So the stretching's not too bad. There is some stretching right here in the face though. Some stretching under the neck and on the back here, but it's not too bad. And then it should be it, and then you just go to File, Export, and they gotta export OBJ right here, and you could click your custom output file. So I could go ahead and put this on my desktop and call it cat one unwrap. Save like that, and then export the files, and that fast it exports. Oh, you're doing a rebrand and everything? I've thought about doing that for my channel too, because everybody, because I've had some complaints about, well, your name's Gimp Toots, and you're doing 3D tutorials and this and that, and but you call yourself Gimp Toots. So I thought about rebranding also, but I just haven't done it yet. Just go ahead and start with a new file. Oops. Import that OBJ. The cat. Imported the cat there, and then if I go to my image editor, and oops, you'll see that it's perfectly cut from that other program. Stretching is bad for your 3D models, because the worse the stretching is, it'll stretch out your image texture. So like if I put an image texture on this little mech cat here, which I guess I'll go ahead and do. But well, let me open. I'm not sure if it's this one or not. Why is it untitled? Nope. Is it this one? That's not right either. I need to see. I need to rename. There it is. I think. Oh, and Blender crashed. Yeah, it's not. I don't guess it's not hurting my channel. I'm not gaining too many new subscribers as of late, because, well, because I haven't been uploading too often. But you'll see that I changed that crappy topology, and I've been messing with it up here in the ears and down here. But yeah, as far as the stretching goes, oops, I don't want to know. Well, and I didn't save the unwrapped. I should unwrap this one. But anyways, as far as like I was saying about the stretching, so if you got really bad stretching on your model, when you put in an image texture, the stretched UVs or whatever, it'll kind of either shrink or stretch them really bad, and it will look super ugly, and your image texture just won't look right. But yeah, I might start doing a lot more tutorials too here. Things have kind of slowed down in life a little bit, so I should be able to do some more tutorials coming up, get more things out there. But yeah, do you understand about the image stretching at all? I should have unwrapped this one, but I didn't. I guess I could go ahead and do the one that I just unwrapped to show it a little bit more. So I go ahead and import that. Oops, wrong way. So you'll see that well, the stretching is not bad on this unwrapped, but you'll see how it does got seams though. I don't like that. But you'll see how the image wraps around the model decently on this one. So if your UVs were super stretched, it looked pretty bad. I'm not sure. Let's see if I can demonstrate this a little bit. Let's see oops. What part of the model is this? On the bottom. So you see that stretching? You see that stretching and distortion compared to the rest of the model? So you get that bad stretching, that bad distortion with the bad UV unwrap. So you want to try to keep the stretching to a minimum, and watch your unwraps. Now see, with this unwrap, you'll see, if I zoom in here closely, you'll see the seams where I unwrapped that, and you want to try to avoid those as much as possible. But I use Substance Painter, and it's a lot easier to get rid of seams in Substance Painter. I mean, you could do it inside Blender here manually, but it's a lot easier inside of Substance Painter to get rid of seams and stuff like that. But for the most part, this is a pretty good UV unwrap, and there's no stretching, well, besides that part that I changed. So if I put it back to normal, it should be pretty normal. Or if I go ahead and create new, and just call this UV check. And we'll do a UV grid, just like that. And we'll change this to the UV check, just like that. So you see how we got some good squares here? That's what you're looking for when you're UVing. They're all squares. They're not rectangles or all distorted. They all look pretty good. So if we came in here and that's the ear down there. This is probably hard to see. But so if I made this ear a little bit bigger here, you see how the UVs are tiling right there. So it means the texture will be more smaller, more prominent there. But that's what I mean by UV stretching. And so in this program, it's pretty awesome, and it highlights all that stuff for you. So the regular way you would do it in Blender is do this right here, what I got, like the UV grid going on here, and then when you're working on your unwraps, like I would highlight this right here to unwrap that, and I would press Control E, and I would mark the seam, and then I would unwrap that and check and make sure that the stretching's not too bad on it. And then they got stretching tools inside of Blender and stuff too. So, but yeah, but this program right here is just strictly for UV unwrapping, so it makes everything easy and nice and this and that. Just let's hope it's not too expensive, so people will get a chance to go ahead and use it. And even for like this part, like I could turn around and unwrap this whole thing right here to eliminate some stretching on that. And what is it? P for pack. And the packing's pretty good too. The algorithm they got for the packing is pretty awesome. So. And I'm sure there's ways that you can make these UV islands here square, but I just haven't got that far yet. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. So that's a new program.
I'm gonna go ahead and hop out of that window. And come back to this. Alrighty, so what was I gonna do? So now I sculpted her, like I said, in ZBrush, and then I brung her here. And one of the main points, like I said earlier, was that I wanted to work on, of course, female face sculpting, and work on hair planes or hair cards. So in the game industry, they call these either hair planes or hair cards. And Blender's got their hair system, with particles and this and that, but particles using curves and all that kind of stuff, it's way too heavy to put inside a game engine or for real-time rendering, for that matter. So I need to work on hair cards and things of that nature, and for the real-time rendering. I still need to do some loose hair strands and to make it look a little bit better. I need to fully model the eye. I need to model the teeth. What else? Oh, I was gonna make like a nose ring, and I got the skin shader, so I just kind of bounce all over the place when I'm doing this stuff. I'll get bored with doing one thing, and then I'll start working on another thing. So I work on the skin shader, and so if you're interested in seeing my skin shader, So sometimes when I'm working on this, the skin shader, it'll slow down rendering. So what I do is I just get the image with my base skin paint, and I'll just plug it right there into a diffuse. That way that I could put it into the surface shading, and that way it'll render a lot faster. And this is a node group that I set up for my PBR. Let's just name this. But this is a node group that I set up for my PBR skin shader. Well, PBR, a lot of things that's coming from Substance Painter. So, but this is how I got the skin shader set up right now. Go ahead and move that out of the way so you can see that. So basically how I got my skin shader set up, I got, you know, your skin base color. I got RGB curves in here because when I was doing the painting, I actually did the skin painting inside of Blender, but then I took that image and I took it inside of Substance Painter and added some pores and things to it. But I made the skin color itself too light, so this curves makes the skin darker. And then here's a normal map that's coming, you know, from the normal map, and then it just plugs into all the normal map slots that's in the shaders here. And then that's the normal map. And then I got a Fresnel going on here for Fresnel. I got metallic for the metallic in the skin. Normal. Got your roughness for the glossiness and stuff, and then got the AO here. And I'm also using, oh, and then I got a height map for displacement with a strength of 1. Then I got the subsurface. I got a subsurface scattering node. I just got a regular subsurface scattering. I ain't got nothing too advanced or anything like that. It's just the one that's in Blender. Got a red for my radius on the subsurf. Scale is at 1 for now. I might change this later, but I through messing with that shader for now. And that's the whole setup there. And that's that for the skin shader. But like I said, the lips need to be moved and maybe posed some. And then this is for my hair. So let me go ahead and go back to solid on that, and then I could show the hair. So basically all I got for the hair is I got my texture coordinate nodes, and I got my base color. So this is my base color. I should probably name these. Got my base color, for nail bump mapping, and then this is my hair alpha. So if I come back here, you'll see that the hair itself, they're just solid all the way down to the bottom, and there's still some clipping through that I need to fix. You don't really want them clipping, but anyways, so the alpha, it cuts out the hair, so it makes it the shape of it, at the bottom and all throughout the hair itself. So it'll look like hair strands. And if let's see, I think I got just a quick render earlier that I did. Let's see here. So you can see from a early stage, um, I'll show you how ugly this from an early stage. So it's came a long ways from that stage. So since then, anyways. But what I wanted to show was, I don't know if you can see that too well inside the video. See if I make it bigger. But you'll see that the alpha is cutting out the strands of the hair. There, so you see the strands getting rendered. Now I'm not using I'm using a black and white image for the alpha, and so there's some issues I'm not too sure about how to completely get rid of, because you can see that when it's rendering, you'll see that it's cutting off and stuff like that, but you'll see that there's still like, you could see some of it's not completely see-through. And that might be because I got translucency on here too, and I need to figure that out. I need to play with some stuff some more. Maybe take the translucency out completely. Then you'll see when I rendered, the bottom eyebrows weren't even in the right place. So, but the translucency, I think, is what's messing up the hair as it is now, because I don't have translucency on the eyebrows, and they're rendering perfectly fine. So I probably need to take out that translucency. But yeah, this is image texture strands. So, and I'm just showing this old render because I haven't done nothing to the hair since I rendered this. So, but you can see how light that skin was earlier, and so I turned around, I made the skin darker, and I had the normal map turned up too far. But anyways, like I said, it's a work in progress, so it's getting there. But if I take out that translucency, these hair cards should render completely transparent. thing is that I want translucency in this, so I don't know. It's a toss-up, but I am not liking how you're able to still see gray, and I think that's from the translucency. So if I totally get rid of the translucency, it should go away. So I got translucency here. Let's see. So what do I got going here? I got the diffuse. Let's go right there. That's fine there. So if I completely, oops, do away with that translucency here. Should, in theory, still work. But now it's too glossy, so now I gotta completely white, completely black. Zero. So if we go to negative 0.9 is completely white. Negative. Let's go 0.0. Oops.
Welcome back, welcome back. It's gonna be a nose ring. Just trying to get the shape how I want it to look. Not sure what happened here. Oh, no problem, no problem. I'll go ahead and check that email and answer you back. If I don't answer it back tonight, I'll go ahead and answer it back tomorrow and get back with you. But you go ahead and have a good night. Alrighty, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night too. So thanks for watching, and check out my tutorials and check out the other live streams that I've done in the past, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you in the future. Have a good one.